to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. A lake to eight apples and bananas. Bananas? A lake to eight apples and bananas. Elite to eat apples and bananas. Bananas? Elite to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Bananas? I like to eat apples and bananas. Oh, look to oat apples and bananas. Bananas?
Moving genes across species to produce so-called transgenic life forms seems to many a radical step. One experiment, proposed but never carried out, to splice a flounder gene into a strawberry to protect it from frost, has caught the public imagination. It's the stuff of fear and myth.
What we want. Yay, food! When do we want it? Now!
What have we created? Fish or strawberry?
You can almost see their nose wrinkling up because there's something about a fishy smell to a strawberry. And it's a mental image. It's more than anything else. It's just, ooh, I wouldn't like that. It has nothing to do with the science, I believe. It's just the way we're wired in our brain. A fish is supposed to smell like a fish and a strawberry like a strawberry, and it just superimposing words on each other gives us, we back off. We don't like that.
The biotech industry is scared to death of labeling. In fact, biotech industry representatives has said putting a label on genetically engineered foods is like putting a skull and crossbones on it.
To put a label on biotech foods, a mandatory label, would be an indication that something is wrong. That's the implication. And that would be absolutely false. That would be misleading to consumers.
We believe very strongly that these products are safe. And in their safety, there is no need to label. And that's the position that has been held by the FDA.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. Hey, can you hear the sound of hysteria? The subliminal mind fuck America. Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien nation. Everything isn't meant to be okay. The television dreams of tomorrow. We're not the ones I'm meant to follow. But that's enough to warn you. Well, maybe I'm the faggot America. I'm not a part of a redneck agenda. Now everybody to the propaganda and sing along at the age of paranoia. Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien nation where everything is meant to be okay.
These salmon have been genetically engineered to grow 4 times faster than normal salmon. Awaiting U.S. regulatory approval, AquaBounty Farms grows them in tanks in a secure facility. Normal Atlantic salmon don't grow in the winter. The GM salmon, however, has been engineered with a gene from another fish, the ocean pout. This triggers a growth hormone gene, causing the salmon to keep growing even in winter.
2.87 kilograms, non-transgenic Atlantic salmon.
Transgenic salmon don't grow bigger, but they reach their full size in 1/4 of the time.
7.25 kilograms, transgenic Atlantic salmon.
80.2 centimeters.
Aqua Bounty Farms wants to become the Monsanto of the sea.
We'll be a little bit like seed suppliers in other industries. So it's our hope to run a hatchery or several hatcheries in which we will produce eggs, and those eggs will be sold to existing farmers who will then use them to grow their own Aqua Advantage fish.
But one scientist was worried what might happen if, by accident, these fast-growing salmon escaped into the wild. On the face of it, they would have a clear mating advantage.
Size really matters. Larger males are what females prefer. Fish just 25% larger will get 400% more matings than a fish of average size. And the theory behind that is called the good genes hypothesis, that if a male is large, this male must be good in securing resources, must be able to find its food, must be able to avoid predators, you know. So therefore it carries the good genes to make it a better parent.
But would the fast-growing GM fish really be better parents? Escaping GM fish would also have to compete with wild fish at finding food, avoiding predators, and producing viable offspring. Muir decided to investigate this ecological mystery by genetically engineering a laboratory fish called a Medaka to grow fast. He then developed a computer model to mimic what would happen if these fast-growing transgenic fish escaped into the wild population.
I was working on this at home late one night, trying to bring together all of these parameters into one mathematical model that would put all these things together. And when I put the mating success in there, my computer crashed. And I said, oh my God, there's something wrong with my program. So I started looking through the code, looked everywhere, and what was happening is the population size was going to 0.
The fast-growing fish got all the matings, but fewer of its genetically modified young survived. It was a recipe for an ecological disaster.
You have a situation where the least fit individuals are getting all the matings but producing the fewest number of offspring. So gradually, over 20 or 30 generations, the population could go to extinction.
If Aqua Bounty Farms salmon escaped, and if they behaved like the Medakas, it might lead to a catastrophe.
You're dumb. No, you're dumb. No, you're dumb. Well, you're dumb because you got glasses on. Well, you're dumb. Your nose is funny and dumb. Oh, yeah, well, your eyes are dumb. Well, I'm going to sing while you're dumb. Your books are overdue because you're dumb. Oh, yeah? Well, your hamster ran away because you're dumb. Your shirt junk in the wash because it's cotton and you're dumb. Well, your toilet overflowed. You know, Murph, you're not the only one that's dumb. Who else is dumb? Everybody. You're right, they're all dumb. Hey, you go to blood.com because you're dumb. Yeah, and you downloaded the song because you're dumb. Your hemorrhoids are inflamed because you're dumb. Your brain's all stupid. Oh, say, can you see? Everyone is dumb but me. I'm never ever wrong, and that's all you'll ever be. People hold out notes are dumb. Murph, you're dumb. No, you're dumb. No, you're dumb. Well, you're dumb because you got glasses on. Well, you're dumb. Your nose is funny and dumb. Oh, yeah, well, your eyes are dumb. Well, I'm going to sing while you're dumb. Your books are overdue because you're dumb. Oh, yeah? Well, your hamster ran away because you're dumb. Your shirt junk in